was conceived in 2012 at the Annual Institute. Brushy Fork is very critical and has been for the progress that's happened here in Manchester. It's a critical time of networking because you're meeting people from communities all across Appalachia. A lot with similar hardships, a lot with success stories. Networking is critical to the development of any community. You need to be surrounded by people with like minds, with a similar passion. You know, we've made contacts from Seattle to Boston, down to Phoenix, down to Tampa, from the Netherlands. We've made contacts all over the country. And from each of those contacts, we have learned. And it came about as a scream that we received after Dr. Vanda Rice toured our county and said that if you don't do something, your town's going to die. And so it was at the Annual Institute that year. We came together as a group. We didn't have a name. We didn't have any idea what we were going to do, but we had a passion. We had a passion that we didn't want our town to die. So that was how Stay in Clay was born. We just asked ourselves, why not us? Why not me? Why am I not doing something? Dr. Vanda Rice had told us to use our low-hanging fruit, which is what you already have. And so we began to think, what do we have? Yes, we have beautiful natural resources. We have mountains, we have streams, we have resilient people, we have a beautiful place. And then we knew from that place, we have people. And from people came stories. People in Appalachia are full of stories of who they are, their families, their places. We received a grant, a Flexi grant from Appalachian Regional Commission that afforded us the opportunity to go to college and learn how to capture stories and put them on stage. Monkey Dumplings was formed, and it's a community theater group that takes the stories of our people and puts them on stage. It's been very well received, and we're getting ready to launch our 10th performance in the fall of this year. So Monkey Dumplings is still going strong. And with Monkey Dumplings, we've done some outdoor performances based on the history of our place.
What I love about Monkey Dumplings is people come and tell us their Clay County stories, and we act them out.
Stay in Clay theater is a little bit like there's two different theaters, I guess, in Stay in Clay. There's the scripted plays that we do, which are more written history coming from our historical society, and then there's Monkey Dumplings, which is all story-based. So we have two different types of, I guess, history theater here, and I love the ones that are written history from the historical society because it's more of an unbiased view of things, I guess. But I like those a lot.
They've got me into studying the history of Clay County now. I didn't before.
Okay, so being Abner Baker Jr. was really eye-opening because Vanda showed me an actual drawing that they had of him, and she had told me that the Historical Society had a picture of him right before he got hung at the gallows. And when I got into that and I started looking more and more at the history of it besides just what the script had, and it was just amazing at how much that we could learn about it, and it was really cool. So
when people come to the shows and they get to hear about all this history of Clay County that they didn't know about, like it's an opportunity for the audience and also for us to grow and learn more about our county because there's so much that people don't know. Even us as actors, we learn and we grow through reading the script, but we're able to share that with our community, and people respect that and they love that because it's all a part of our heritage. Most people that were in Clay County, like for example, during Abner Baker's time, are still in Clay County. The families are still here. So it's really interesting to get to hear that about like what Justin was saying about the families and hearing stories and just people telling you that they never heard of it before, so it's really awesome. One of my favorite productions that Monkey Dumplings has done probably would be Fire in the Sky. It was really interesting. It was about something that had happened here in Clay County about a day that the tanks flew and everybody thought in Manchester that the world was ending, and somebody actually jumped off of this big bridge in our county, and it was a really interesting production.
I love it. I love acting. I didn't know I loved it until Monkey Dumplings came along.
We also knew that we had a lot of vacant walls and buildings. Again, a Flexi grant and people from Brushy Fork helped us to connect with a mural artist. She came to Manchester, did a workshop, showed us and told us how to prepare the spaces and how to do a mural on a wall. We have 2 murals here in Manchester that we've completed that's been completed by volunteer labor. One mural was completed by members of Stain Clay Volunteer Group, and the other mural was completed by inmates from the Federal Correctional Institution. They allowed one of their artists to come out into the community, and so he painted for us for 2 years, and the mural project was one of those. And then, of course, we had swinging bridges, which are projects, and so we began to think that that was very unique. So we've used those swinging bridges and got identified as the land of swinging bridges. It's now a tourism draw. And so we've treated people from all across the country to the tours of the bridges. We also have the Saltworks Appalachian Homecoming being just that. It's a walk back in time. We were able to build a stage. It's based at the Pioneer Village. We're going into our 5th year for the festival this year, which is going to be the biggest and best year ever. The stage that the music is performed on was built by a grant through a Flexi grant. And so again, we were supported by the people from Brushy Fork Institute. And then, of course, we have the salt kettles around town that we plant flowers in. The different community groups took those kettles and painted them. And so those are just a few of the things that we've done. The place that it's on is the original Langford Saltworks, just the history of Manchester.
We actually now are a Kentucky Trail town here in Clay County. We've got a tourism commission now, and you know, and they, from what I understand, they learned everything up there at Brushy Fork. I mean, I took up kayaking last year for the first time in my life. I've never even been on our beautiful rivers here until everybody started saying, let's get a kayak. And I said, all right, let's get a kayak. We are putting geocaches at all of our historic places, our swinging bridges, our, you know, places to draw people in. That's all we're doing, is bring people to Clay County, let them see how wonderful it is.
I feel like that we were instrumental in Manchester to getting a restaurant lodging tax passed. That tax, according to the state of Kentucky, KRS regulates that money. But the money received through lodging and food restaurant tax is to go for nothing else but tourism. So that's given us an opportunity to expand that we haven't had before. So we're excited about that. More vendors, stage 2, so that's a good thing.
So I'm understanding that enthusiasm rubs off. And that's what Stain Clay has provided here, is a little enthusiasm.
People's attitudes have changed since Stain Clay. They view the county more positively. I mean, not everybody, but for the most part, we have a lot more of a positive attitude about Clay County.
I think we have a lot of oppression in our area, and that oppression is being lifted because of the excitement that Stain Clay has brought to us.
A lot more people have started to like Clay County instead of saying like, oh, it's just a rundown old place where a bunch of hillbillies live.
Stain Clay has definitely inspired me to do more for my county and just have a greater passion for it. I love it more now because I know more about the history. I've seen more places in the county. I've seen more swinging bridges that I didn't know were there. Like, I just appreciate the county and the place and the heritage and the music. Everything is so much more appreciated now because, like, I know the heritage around the country I live in.
I've definitely seen a difference in the community. The community has seemed to grow more tight-knit together and closer together as a people. And I definitely think Stain Clay has helped with that, because whenever we did like the performance of Abner Baker Jr., there were so many people that all came out and watched it, and they were like, oh yeah, I remember my great-grandfather telling me stories about this, and it just brings everyone together, and it's really cool. So.
Since staying Clay County has definitely grown a lot. We have a lot more local businesses now, such as the bakery and the cavern. There's a lot more local places now we can see. Staying Clay is a really awesome organization, and it has brought our community together.
We've been the object of much ridicule, but on the other hand, we've had much support from the community also. With any change, you're going to get different reactions from people. Don't pay a lot of attention to your naysayers because they're always going to be there. So just kind of shake it off and go on. It's not about just one county, it's about Appalachia. It's about the whole region. We're constantly working. We'll never be finished. We plan to continue moving forward. We hope to continue with community help. But we hope in the future to pass the torch and the vision and the passion on to a younger generation so that it doesn't.
Just come to Clay County and visit us.